Welcome back to the Davy Brown 990 Restoration channel. My name's Barry. This is day 2 of the rebuild. Today we're going to put the flywheel on the back, get it torqued up. We're going to have a look at the clutch plates. I'm pretty 99% certain I'm going to order new ones, especially when I'm this far into the rebuild. So the flywheel's going on. Will not bother putting the intermediate plate in, even though I've got it here. I'll give you a quick show around in a minute. We'll see what we've got for bits and bobs today. I'm going to wait until the clutch plates arrive, and then we'll do the reassembly of the clutch complete. All right, let's crack on. Right, so here we've got clutch cover plate. That's had a new bearing put in the centre of it. Flywheel had a new pilot bearing put into it. That's the intermediate plate. Got our locking plates, and we have here the clutch plates, friction plates, which I think have seen better days. There's a couple of mil left on them, if that, but I think when we're this far in, we might as well just crack on, get them done, get them replaced. Right, so let's get prepared here. We've got a dowel, a locating dowel. That pops in there, a little soft hammer. That'll do nicely. Now this is a good bit, because this is an absolute ton weight. So here's a way. Right. Whew. So I'm going to give this just a drop, tiny little drop of oil on the threads, because this has to go to 50 pound-feet. Put them on a square lock plate. My bearing dust cover. No washers on here because you've got the locking tabs. Pop my bearing, my nuts on. These are 11/16. Tighten it down a cross pattern. Pull it on nice and square. That dowel is just sticking up, so I'm going to get my brass drift, and I'm just going to knock that back in. like so. Okay. So just a little bit on each one. Right. I might need a little extension for this 2 ticks. Okay. 50 pound-feet, 67 Newton meters. Again, we're going to do it in a cross-hatch method. Whoops, it is. Need something to block the engine with. Taper. That may be a better one. One. Two. Three. 3. 4. Do it again. 1. 2. 3. 4. Okay. So, now that we've freed that off by rotating the engine, right. In my bag of goodies is all the bolts and springs, because there's 3 springs here that fit into these holes, and the idea is that when you put the intermediate plate in, those springs, when you release the clutch, force the intermediate plate forward and disengage the intermediate one. Right. What we'll do now, we need to lift those locking tabs into place, don't we, first, before we do anything. Right, let's get a screwdriver. Right, screwdriver, pair of multi grips. Let's see what we can get in here. Just knock these lovely and flat. And you know what? I really shouldn't have. Let's get, tell you what. Right, that's one up. maybe. Ooh. When you do these, before you put your square plate on, just lift the corners, because it'll just save you having a nightmare trying to get a corner up. One left. Okay. So we're locking tabs up. Lovely pile of bearing in there. This is got oil on it at the minute. I'm going to leave it on until the new plates turn up. When the new plates turn up, I'll give this a good rub, clean it all up. We'll put a little bit of oil around the outside, but we'll degrease the oil this lot. So, let's put our clutch up. Right, I'm not going to tighten these up because it just means you've got to lever the whole thing off again when the friction plates turn up. As with everything, all these bolts and washers have had a very good wash wire wheel. And they'll get a very light oiling. So I'm not going to paint these heads, I'm just going to leave them the way they are. There's a short one there for some reason. And that's with that. Now then, in the absence of transportation bolts in this clutch, what I did was, I've got, I think it's M10 nuts wedged in behind the fingers here and here. So once we get the pressure plates, the friction plates in, we'll be able to compress the middle, take the nuts out and let it sit there. Right, we'll pop the springs in there. What I'm going to do with them, just so I don't lose them, that's a brand new bearing in there. Just got to pop that in there like that. The engine will get caught up, it'll be fine. Right, we need to now have a look at our friction plates. Right, that's the flywheel on, clutch cover plate on, if you know what I mean. it's there, all the bolts are in. Clutch plates, I've got my friction plates here. I'm going to measure them, I'm going to count the splines and see if we can get some parts ordered. Did you follow me? We've got our friction plates here. You order them by diameter and number of splines in the middle. So let's see what we've got. That's an 11-inch. That's a 10-inch. So what I've done here, use my permanent marker, I put a dot on the plate here opposite this spline here, so I don't double count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's an 11-inch by 10. Oh, that's grubby. So we'll put it on here instead. Okay, 11-inch by 10. The next one we've got is a 10-inch. And we're going to go from here this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same again. 10 by 10 last time. Right. As you see, there's a bit of meat left on them. I don't know how much meat these come with brand new. I've never seen a brand new tractor clutch before. But there is one or two, like that one there, one or two that is very close to the surface. And let's face it, when you're in there and you've got it split for the price of a couple of friction plates, this one's probably in better condition. There's quite a bit of meat left on that. If anyone out there knows what depth that is when they're new, or I tell you what, two ticks, tell you what I'll do. .63 thou, 16th of an inch. .68 thou. That one might be alright actually. Measure a couple of holes on this side. 58 thou. Right, I'm going to take some advice on this plate before I order one of them. The bigger plate, this plate, is just going to get replaced because I've got a feeling. Please feel free to correct me if I am wrong. That is the PTO drive plate and this is the actual gearbox friction plate. So that one, probably because it gets used more, is worn more as opposed to that one. But so we're going to take some advice on this one from people who know a lot more than I do as to whether or not that is a reusable at average 60 thou clearance on the rivets, and this one is just going to get replaced because I don't believe there is enough life left in that one. It's funny enough, it's the ones on the back that seem to be the worst ones. There's part number there. 52757. Okay, let's go and prepare some emails, talk to some people, sort the job out there. Well, that's it for today. Thank you very much for visiting. Popped the flywheel on, got the cover plate in place, not secured because it's coming off again for the intermediate plate to go into the flywheel once we get these organised. I am going to talk to somebody today about that pressure plate, about the friction, I keep calling it a pressure plate, about the friction plate, to see if that's usable, because if that's usable, that's the inner one. That could go in, and the middle plate could go in with the springs on, just leaving the outer one to go in once it arrives. But I'm going to go now, talk to people about it. We'll see. Okay, right, if you like our videos, please like and subscribe, tell your mates, leave a comment. It all helps us tremendously to grow the channel, and the channel is growing steadily. I think we're up to 252 at the moment, maybe 256, not sure. However, thank you very much. Your time is greatly appreciated when you visit our channel and watch us building the tractor back together. I do realise that, you know, people have busy lives, and to take time out to come and visit us, I really appreciate it. So, right, well, as I say, thank you very much for visiting. Next time we'll be probably sorting the friction plate out, assembling the clutch completely, getting it all finished off, buttoned up properly. Right, remember, don't overthink it, it's just nuts and bolts. See you next time. Bye now.